Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today is Monday, which means it's time for an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you go into the comments, you leave a comment letting me know what kind of weapon and accessories you'd like me to run with, and I will pick one of the top rated comments for the next episode. Today's top comment comes from Skyhulk95. He says, the Russian Presidential Security Team. PP-2000, Tri-Beam Laser, Iron Sights Suppressor, MP-412 Rex, Ghost Ring, and Tack Light. I didn't have the Tack Light, so I just used the flashlight. Carbine Fiber Knife, Fire Starter Camo. I haven't seen you do the PP-2000 in a long time. And that's true, and I was actually quite eager to do this loadout because I missed the PP-2000. It got a nice little upgrade from Battlefield 3 with the magazine capacity. You don't need extended mags to increase the mag capacity anymore. And it's got a pretty good damage model, 25 damage maximum with a 44 round magazine, which is accurate to the real life extended mags version of the PP-2000. So 44 rounds in a mag, you're not going to run out of ammo in most close quarter firefights. You can actually get through 3, 4, 5 targets with one magazine. Now, of course, the trick is to actually kill those people because your rate of fire is 650 rounds per minute, making it one of the slowest firing PDWs in the game. So you're basically going to get outgunned in most firefights. You got plenty of ammo, but if you can't get past the first target, then you're going to have a little bit of trouble. That's where the suppressor and this loadout comes in handy. If you can sneak around, sneak up behind people, you can actually get a ton of kills. If you're someone who doesn't often play with the suppressor, I suggest giving it a try, especially on team deathmatch maps where it's going to have the most benefit. Don't put a suppressor on, say, a rush map or a conquest map where you're always next to your teammates. That's not going to really help you out that much because your teammates are going to get flagged for firing their guns and then you're going to get killed by proxy, essentially. So having a suppressor and being around a lot of unsuppressed soldiers doesn't do anything for you. Team deathmatch, however, if you run and gun lone wolf it most of the time, you're going to be able to sneak up on a lot of people and you're really going to see a massive benefit. Now, obviously, this benefit applies to any gun, not just the PP-2000. And in fact, the PP-2000 does suffer a little bit of hipfire accuracy reduction when you put the suppressor on it. That being said, the hipfire is still pretty darn good and you're not going to really have any problems taking people out using the hipfire even with a laser sight and suppressor on here. If you want the ultimate hipfire accuracy, you can obviously run it without the suppressor, but it's not really going to change too much, and I think the benefit of the suppressor from staying off the minimap is going to far outweigh any small accuracy negative it gives you. Now, I thought running with the iron sights was going to be bad because the iron sights traditionally for most guns in Battlefield are atrocious. They're really hard to look down and acquire your targets. Red dot sights seem to be beneficial in pretty much all situations, but the iron sights on the PP-2000 really aren't so bad, and if you're hip firing most of the time, then it really doesn't matter that much anyway. Alright, so I think it's time to take a look at the Simthix stats here and try and figure out what this gun is really good at, where it compares to other PDWs, and what you might not want to use it for. Now, I already mentioned that the gun has a 650 round per minute rate of fire, as you see on the left in orange. What this actually means is that you want to try and avoid attacking people straight on. I mean, you're going to have to in most situations, but whenever possible, try and shoot them from the side or behind. Take a longer way around, take a safer way around, and shoot somebody in the side or in the back, because if you get into a lot of firefights where your opponent is shooting right back at you, they have a good idea where you are, you're not going to be able to outgun them, even if your accuracy with this thing is incredible. Most people are running pretty darn good assault rifles. That's what you're up against, so you're just going to get outgunned. Now, just to the right of that orange 650 rounds per minute, you'll see the bullet velocity. That is 400 meters per second. Very slow. Not something you're going to want to try and hit people from far away with. The lead time on moving targets is going to be difficult at range. Plus, when you put a suppressor on there, this drops this number down significantly. So, suppressed PP-2000, definitely not a long-range gun. Normal PP-2000, still not really a great long-range gun. The damage drop-off, as you can see, is also quite significant, going all the way down to 12.1 damage at around 55 meters there. So again, longer range targets are going to take a massive amount of shots to take down. Not really worth wasting your ammo or time on. Try and get in close, try and get behind them. The reload time is fairly long at 2.55 seconds just for the short reload, and the long reload is 3.5 seconds. But let me remind you that it does have that 44 round magazine, which is definitely going to make up for the slow reload speed. try to break your habit of reloading instantly after every kill. It's a really bad habit to get in, and I'm almost talking to myself more than I am you guys, because I do it all the time. I like to use fast reloading weapons, and I reload just on the spot all the time, and it gets me killed a lot. So I try and slow it down, but especially with something like the PP-2000 where you have enough bullets in one mag to deal with 3 targets pretty easily, you can take down one guy and then wait for the follow-up guy to come around the corner or scout out a little bit before deciding that you want to reload. The recoil on the PP-2000 is very manageable, nothing particularly crazy in any direction. Side to side's a little bit high, but that's, I guess, expected from your average PDW. The first shot recoil is very low, 1.65 kickback on that first shot, so no crazy jolts when shooting this weapon. It's going to be fairly easy to stay on target. The aiming down sight accuracy is not particularly great, which is very much in line with every other PDW, so it definitely has a much better advantage hip firing in close quarters than taking the time to aim down sight. You're not going to get a massive benefit from it. Like most other PDWs, you also have better accuracy while on the move, so this is something that not a lot of other weapons get, is decent accuracy while side strafing or trying to juke somebody. PDWs, you can be very mobile, very active, and still maintain somewhat decent accuracy, although in most situations you're going to want to try and stand still if you're trying to hit anybody at medium range. Now, as far as Russian presidential security goes, I have no idea what the Russian president's security guards are actually running with. Something tells me they probably don't carry the MP412 Rex. It's a 6-shooter, kind of an old school gun. I would expect them to be running something a little bit more modern. I could be totally wrong. I really don't know anything about Russian presidential security, and when I googled it, the information was not exactly forthcoming. That being said, when you are running around with the Rex, you're going to want to aim for the head because it has a 56 maximum damage, which means you can one-shot headshot anybody in 15 meters or closer. It's actually a little bit further than that, probably goes out to around 20-ish meters, where you can still get a one-shot headshot, which is very good. It's just, again, a very risky weapon to use, not just because it has 6 shots and a long reload, but also because the trigger delay in Battlefield 4 is very crazy. It was a popular pistol in Battlefield 3. The Magnum was even more popular, but the lack of trigger delay in Battlefield 3 made them much more usable. Now you have to try and compensate for this weird trigger delay, and it's very difficult. Overall, I enjoyed the loadout, but it's not the greatest gun in the world. The PP-2000 is just not going to really do much for you. Try and take advantage of its larger magazine capacity and not reload as frequently. That's pretty much its only benefit. Now, I would like to say to my subscriber base out there, especially the ones that watch every single video that I post every day of the week, I got a bit sick last week, and as much as I tried to, I just couldn't meet the demands. Just letting you know what was going on, and I did miss a few days. I should be back on my normal schedule though. That pretty much wraps it up for this video, guys. Don't forget to leave your comments down below letting me know what you would like me to run with for next week's episode, and I'll see you guys next time. This is LevelCap signing off.